Sheriff Country episode 10 delivers one of the most emotional turns of the entire season, and it all centers on Travis and the sheriff. What starts as a moment of vulnerability quickly spirals into chaos, and by the time the credits roll, everything between them has changed. For most of the episode, there's this quiet tension building between Travis and the sheriff. It's not loud. It's not dramatic. It's subtle, in the way they look at each other, in the pauses during conversations, in the things left unsaid. The show has been hinting at deeper feelings for weeks, but episode 10 finally brings it to the surface. Travis, who has always carried himself with guarded confidence, starts to crack emotionally. Throughout the season, he's been loyal, protective, sometimes reckless, but rarely vulnerable. In this episode, we see a different side of him. The case they're working on forces them into close quarters, and the pressure of everything happening around them seems to push Travis to a breaking point. Then comes the confession. It's not dramatic or over the top. He doesn't deliver some grand romantic speech. Instead, it feels raw and real. He admits that his feelings for the sheriff have grown beyond professional loyalty. He cares about her, not just as a leader, but as a woman. And you can see how hard it is for him to say it. This isn't a calculated move. It's emotional honesty. The sheriff's reaction is complicated. She doesn't immediately reciprocate. She doesn't shut him down either. There's shock. There's hesitation. And there's a flicker of something deeper. Because clearly, the connection hasn't been one-sided. But she's the sheriff. She carries responsibility. Boundaries matter. Timing matters. And this is the worst possible moment for emotions to surface. And that's when everything explodes. Before the conversation can fully settle, a shot rings out. The pacing shifts instantly. What was a quiet, intimate exchange becomes chaos. Travis is shot right after laying his feelings on the line. The symbolism is hard to ignore. The moment he opens himself up emotionally is the moment he becomes physically vulnerable. The scene doesn't drag. It's fast, messy, and terrifyingly realistic. The sheriff drops from emotional processing straight into survival mode. The professional side of her takes over, but you can see the panic underneath. This isn't just a deputy down. This is someone she cares about. What makes this moment hit so hard is how personal it feels. If Travis had been shot during a standard operation, it would still matter. But being shot immediately after confessing his feelings raises the emotional stakes dramatically. Now, it's not just about whether he survives. It's about what might never be said again if he doesn't. The episode smartly avoids melodrama. There's no slow-motion heroics. No overdone music cues. The tension comes from uncertainty. We don't immediately know how serious the injury is. We don't get easy reassurance. And for the sheriff, this changes everything. Up until now, she's been focused on control, controlling the case, controlling her department, controlling her emotions. But this moment shatters that illusion. You can't control a bullet. You can't control timing. And you definitely can't control feelings once they're out in the open. The shooting also reframes their entire dynamic. If Travis survives, and the show leaves us in suspense, their relationship can't go back to normal. The confession has already altered the emotional landscape. Add a near-death experience to that, and the connection becomes even more intense. This is where episode 10 really succeeds. It blends procedural drama with personal stakes seamlessly. The attack isn't random. It's tied to the larger conflict brewing throughout the season. But instead of just advancing the plot, it deepens the characters. The final moments of the episode linger on the sheriff's face. There's guilt there. Fear. Maybe even regret for not responding to his confession more clearly. It's subtle, but powerful. The realization that life doesn't pause for you to sort out your emotions hits hard. This episode isn't just about a shooting. It's about vulnerability, emotional and physical. Travis chose honesty in a moment when it would have been easier to stay silent. And that honesty was immediately followed by danger. Whether this becomes the catalyst for a deeper relationship or a tragic turning point depends on what happens next. But one thing is clear. Episode 10 raises the stakes in a way that feels earned, not forced. Travis and the sheriff crossed an emotional line. And now, Nothing between them will ever be simple again.